Hello and welcome to Express News. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. In the next half an hour, we'll get you all the latest news and updates. Let's start with our top story. Prime Minister Narendra Modi delivers the inaugural address at India International Science Festival 2020 via video conferencing. Union Minister Dr. Harshvardhan was also present on the occasion. While addressing the event, PM said India has a rich legacy in science, technology and innovation. Our scientists have done path-breaking research. Our tech industry is at the forefront of solving global problems, but India wants to do more. PM Modi also said childhood is the best time to develop scientific temperament. Earlier focus was on textbook, now focus is on research and application. The way we have achieved success in the space sector, the same we have to achieve success in the area of deep sea. In this direction, India is running the Deep Ocean mission. All our efforts are aimed at making India the most trustworthy center for scientific learning. At the same time, we want our scientific community to share and grow with the best of global talent. Union Science and Technology Minister Dr. Harshvardhan said that the main aim of the scientific festival is to promote the scientific achievements of India and inculcate scientific outlook in the society. The minister was addressing science diplomacy event as a run-up to the 6th India International Science Festival. The goal of the IISF 2020 is to help youth develop 21st century skills with a focus on scientific knowledge, creativity, critical thinking, problem solving and teamwork. A long-term objective is to encourage students to study and work in scientific fields. Prime Minister Narendra Modi attends the centenary celebrations of the Aligarh Muslim University, says there can be ideological differences in society, but when it is about our nation, country should unite. Politics can wait, but economic development cannot. Prime Minister Narendra Modi released a postal stamp via video conferencing as part of centenary celebrations of Aligarh Muslim University. While addressing the event, the PM said that alumni of AMU are not only placed at top position in various institutions, but also making India proud abroad. Prime Minister also said that even during the COVID pandemic, AMU played an important role by contributing to the PM Cares Fund, free testing of people, building isolation wards and plasma banks. PM Modi lauded Aligarh Muslim University for female students enrollment, which has increased to 35% there. He also said that school dropout of Muslim girls earlier was more than 70%, but due to government's effort, it has come down to 30%. National Mathematics Day is being celebrated to honor the great Indian mathematician Srinivasa Ramanujan. In Jammu and Kashmir, independent candidates win 7 seats in Srinagar district. In DDC polls, NC, PDP and BJP win 1 seat each. In Srinagar, Jammu and Kashmir Apni Party win 3 seats. Jammu and Kashmir Apni Party has won 3 seats. The returning officers in Srinagar have declared the results of District Development Council elections in all the 14 constituencies and handed over election certificates to winning candidates. Meanwhile, results of 4 SMC ward constituencies were declared earlier. In Arunachal Pradesh, the elections for Panchayats and municipal elections held today simultaneously. Out of total 8,475 seats for Gram Panchayat and Zilla Parishad in the two-tier Panchayat system, 6,500 have already been declared elected unopposed. Polling also held for the first phase of the two-phase Karnataka local body elections in 3,019 Gram Panchayats. More than 50% of villages in the state exercised their franchisee in 23,706 booths in this phase. Amidst the COVID-19 pandemic, voting began at 7 a.m. and ended at 5 p.m. US President Donald Trump presented the prestigious Legion of Merit to Prime Minister Narendra Modi for his leadership in elevating strategic partnership of the two countries and emergence of India as a global power. India's ambassador to the US, Taranjit Singh Sandhu, accepted the award on behalf of the Prime Minister from the US National Security Advisor Robert O'Brien at the White House. Union Home Minister Amit Shah has congratulated PM Narendra Modi on being conferred with the Legion of Merit by US President for his superior efforts in enriching India-US relationship. This award is yet another testimony of his acceptance as a world leader working relentlessly towards global peace. The Madras High Court has announced that all lower courts in Tamil Nadu and Puducherry will be operational for physical hearing of cases from January 18th next year. Until now, these courts were functioning online. Baloch activist Karima Baloch, who escaped Pakistan in 2016 to take refuge in Canada, was found dead at Harbour Front. According to local sources, the police found her body drowned off an island just near Toronto's lakeshore. Her husband, Hamal Haider, and brother have identified her body, which is still with the police. The benchmark S&P BSE Sensex rebounded 895 points from day's low and settled 453 points higher at 46,007 levels. On the BSE, the broader Nifty 50 on the other hand clawed back above the 13,400 mark and closed at 13,466 level, up 138 points. At the interbank foreign exchange market, rupee opened at 73.95 against the dollar and registered an intraday high of 73.82. In the opening trade session today, the rupee plunged 16 paise to 73.95 against the greenback due to weak rise appetite amid the new COVID-19 virus strain. Gold silver prices edged lower as its futures edged 0.5% lower to rupees 50,180 per 10 gram in second decline in 3 days. In the previous session, gold prices had edged 0.2% higher. While silver prices edged lower in Indian markets, the metal fell 2% to 67,660 rupees per kg. Earlier, silver had almost touched rupees 80,000 per kg in the same month. Also, oil prices tumbled on Tuesday, with the Brent crude down to $2.23 or 4.3% at $50.03 a barrel, while US West Texas Intermediate crude fell $2.21 or 4.5% to $46.89. Oil marketing companies kept the retail price of petrol and diesel static on Tuesday. The pump price of petrol remained at 83.71 rupees a litre and diesel rupees 73.87 a litre in Delhi on Tuesday. Across the country as well, the price of two petroleum products remain unchanged. The Ministry of Finance on Tuesday invited expressions of interest for the strategic disinvestment of its 63.75% stake in the Shipping Corporation of India, along with the transfer of management control. The Department of Investment and Public Asset Management has issued a preliminary information memorandum inviting the expressions of interest from potential buyers by February 13, 2021. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman held 13th pre-budget consultations with leading experts in the area of agriculture and agro-processing industry in connection with the forthcoming Union Budget 2021-2022 in New Delhi on Tuesday. Finance Ministry releases 8th weekly installment of rupees 6,000 crore to the states to meet the GST compensation shortfall. Out of this, an amount of rupees 5,516 crore has been released to 23 states and rupees 483 crore has been released to the 3 union territories with Legislative Assembly, Delhi, Jammu and Kashmir and Puducherry, who are members of the GST Council. The S&P 500 closed lower on Monday, with Nasdaq joining the S&P 500 in the red. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 36.94 points to 30,215.99. The S&P 500 lost 14.47 points to 3,694.94, and the Nasdaq Composite dropped 13.12 points to 12,742.52. India has registered several landmark achievements in the fight against the global pandemic today. India's active caseload has fallen below 3 lakh today. The share of active cases in the total positive cases has further shrunk below 3% to 2.90%. This is lowest after 163 days. The total active cases were 2,92,258 on 12 July 2020. A net decline of 11,121 cases has been recorded in the total active cases in the last 24 hours. Also, India has achieved a new low in daily cases. Less than 20,000 daily new cases were added to the national tally in the last 24 hours. After 173 days, the new added cases were 19,148 on 2nd July 2020. India's active cases per million population are amongst the lowest in the world. The figure is much higher for countries like USA, Italy, Brazil, Turkey and Russia. The total recovered cases have crossed 96 lakhs, which translates to a recovery rate of 95.65%. Also, the gap between recovered cases and active cases continues to grow and presently stands at 93,43,969. 30,376 cases have recovered in the last 24 hours. New recoveries have been exceeding the new cases continuously since the last 25 days. The high level of testing on a daily basis combined with high levels of recoveries along with steadily declining new cases have led to a slide in the mortality rate. 75.31% of the new recovered cases are observed to be concentrated in 10 states and union territories. Now, Maharashtra has reported the maximum number of single-day recoveries with 6,053 recoveries. Also, Kerala follows with 4,494 new recoveries. West Bengal recorded another 2,342 daily recoveries. Kerala reported the maximum daily new cases numbering 3,423 in the last 24 hours. Maharashtra recorded 2,834 new cases, while West Bengal reported 1,515 new cases yesterday. 10 states and union territories account for 76.74% of the 301 case fatalities reported in the past 24 hours. 18.27% of new fatalities reported are from Maharashtra, which reported 55 deaths. West Bengal and Kerala follow with 41 and 27 new deaths. In Mumbai, all the passengers arriving from UK directly or through indirect flights should be subjected to mandatory institutional quarantine at their own cost in the nearby hotels for 7 days. If the passenger is found symptomatic on arrival, then he will be shifted directly to Seven Hills Hospital for further evaluation and treatment. Bharat Biotech has announced successful recruitment of 13,000 volunteers and continued progress towards achieving the goal of 26,000 participants for Phase 3 clinical trial of Covaxin across multiple sites in India. COVID-19 pandemic continues to loom around the world, infecting more than 7,77 lakh people, while the tally of recoveries has crossed 5,46 lakh worldwide. The virus has so far claimed over 17 lakh 10,000 lives globally. And also, the US remains worst affected from COVID-19 in terms of infections and deaths. More than 1,84 lakh cases of infections and over 3,26,000 fatalities have been reported. The European Commission gave final approval to Pfizer vaccine on Monday evening after securing a green light from the European Medicines Agency. European Union countries including Germany, France, Austria and Italy have said they plan to start vaccinations from December 27th. US President-elect Joe Biden received first dose of the Pfizer Inc. COVID-19 vaccine on Monday in Newark at 8:78. He urged Americans to get the vaccine when it is available. In US, after months of Washington gridlock, Congress came in action to act on a $892 billion pandemic relief package. The House of Representatives voted to pass the bill with majority. The bill now will be considered by the Senate for approval. WHO expert Mike Ryan said that there is no evidence the mutated variant of the virus increases the severity of the disease, although it is more transmissible. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson on Monday has said that French President Emmanuel Macron was keen to resolve border issues. The Spanish government on Monday has said that it would reinforce controls at its border with Gibraltar amid concerns over a rapidly spreading new strain of coronavirus. Spain has banned all travellers from Britain except Spanish nationals and residents from entering the country. UK-EU trade talks continue with 10 days left to reach and ratify any agreement. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson has ruled out extending the deadline for reaching a post-Brexit trade deal into 2021. Staying overnight at an airport is not unheard of, especially if you missed a flight. However, some Singapore residents are willingly choosing to sleep overnight at Singapore's Changi Airport, albeit in luxury tents, where part of the top floor of the airport mall had been transformed into a glamping or glamorous camping grounds. A man dressed as Santa hit a power pole while paragliding on Sunday in Rio Linda, California, United States. Sacramento Metropolitan Fire Department, with the help of Sacramento Municipal Utility District, managed to untangle Santa and get him safely to the ground. Fortunately, Santa paraglider is safe and sound, assured firefighters. Organizers of the New Year's Eve ball drop in New York's Times Square welcomed on Monday the arrival of the 2021 numeral that will light up atop one Times Square on New Year's Eve. Because of COVID-19 concerns, this year's New Year's Eve celebration will not include the almost 1 million spectators in Times Square that usually brave the freezing temperatures to watch the ball drop. In a first, a Latino beneficiary of the U.S. Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals immigration program has won the prestigious Rhodes Scholarship. Santiago Portes is a 23-year-old recent graduate of Columbia University in New York. The DSCA program was created by US President Barack Obama in 2012 and benefited some 7 lakh children brought to the United States. Britain's Prince Harry and Meghan Markle announced on Sunday that non-profit group the Archwell Foundation has partnered with the World Central Kitchen and its celebrity chef Jose Andres to feed the hungry in disaster-stricken areas around the world by building a series of community relief centers slated to open in 2021. Sports stories now. Union Sports Minister Kiren Rijiju today virtually launched 8 Khelo India State Centre of Excellence. These states are Odisha, Mizoram, Telangana, Manipur, Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, Karnataka and Kerala. Khelo India Academies are equipped with a high-performance manager with a role to ensure quality sports science input and performance management. The Khelo India State Centre of Excellence is another step towards building a robust sports ecosystem on one hand and India's pursuit of excellence in Olympics. Union Sports Minister Kiren Rijiju shared a fitness video on Twitter and urged people to remain fit and join Fit India movement. Union Sports Minister said millions of Indians have joined the vision of our PM Narendra Modi. Together we can strengthen the Fit India movement. The Badminton World Federation confirmed in its new calendar for the upcoming year, India Open will be held from May 11 to 16 and will serve as the last qualification event for Tokyo Olympics. Australia's Will Pucovski ruled out for the second test against India as he continues to recover from concussion. Australia's Joe Burns cleared to play the second test against India. Joe was hit on the elbow during first test. An Australian businessman has purchased late cricketing legend Donald Bradman's first baggy green test cap for $450,000 Australian dollars at an auction. Donald Bradman's cap sold for the second highest price paid for a piece of cricket memorabilia. Australian batsman Steve Smith has no concerns that a nagging back injury will hamper him during the second test against India. Pakistan chased down 174 runs to win the third and final T20I of the 3-match series against New Zealand in Napier. Pakistan won by 4 wickets. Mohammad Rizwan celebrated his elevation to the Pakistan Test captaincy in style by smashing a career-best 89 to stop New Zealand, claiming a series sweep in the third T20I in Napier. 7 individuals tested positive for COVID-19 in the last round of the test conducted between December 14th to 20th on players and staff of Premier League. Borussia Mönchengladbach forward Marcus Thuram has been banned for 6 games and fined €40,000. Marcus Thuram was banned after he spat on the face of Hoffenheim defender Stefan Posch. Tammy Abraham scored twice as Chelsea ended their recent mini-slump by beating West Ham United 3-0 at Stamford Bridge to move up to 5th in Premier League. Back-to-back defeats has seen the Blues slip down the table, but they made the RL start on Monday as Thiago Silva powered home a header in the 10th minute. Ashley Barnes' first goal in more than a year set Burnley on their way to a 2-1 win over Wolves as a resurgence continued. Barnes ended a 17-game run without a goal when he headed home midway through the first half, while a thumping effort from Chris Wood early in the second made it the first time Burnley had scored more than once in a home game since February. Arsenal will be without striker Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang for Tuesday's Carabao Cup quarter-final against Manchester City because of a calf injury. Newcastle will face Brentford in the EFL Cup today. Newcastle will be without their captain Jamal Loftus-Cheek. Barcelona star Lionel Messi just 1 goal away from breaking the record for football legend Pele in single club. Pele scored 643 goals for Santos. Lee Westwood has been named 2020 European Tour Golfer of the Year. It is the fourth time that 47-year-old Englishman has won the award. Westwood began the year with victory at the Abu Dhabi Championship in January and ended with runner-up to Matt Fitzpatrick in the DP World Tour Championship this month. Comic book hero Wonder Woman returns to the screen on Christmas with a hefty mission to bring holiday cheer to pandemic-weary audiences, providing a boost to struggling movie theaters and lure new viewers, while Hollywood studios are waiting until next year to unveil most big-budget action spectacles. Warner Brothers decided to go ahead with a worldwide release of WW84 in theaters alongside an online streaming service. Set in the over-the-top neon-infused 1980s, Wonder Woman 1984 is the biggest movie so far to land in theaters and on a US streaming service. At the same time, starring Gal Gadot in the title role, the film had originally been scheduled to hit the big screen during this summer. Director Patty Jenkins hopes the shift to Christmas will lift the spirits over the holidays. Singer Ariana Grande showed off a ring in photographs on her Instagram account on Monday. The Thank You Next singer wore a pearl diamond ring on her ring finger on her left hand in 2 of 5 photos that include her embracing partner Dalton Gomez. One photograph is a close-up of the ring, sparkling messages of congratulations from well-wishers. Eminem surprised fans by dropping a deluxe version of his January album Music to Be Murdered By, featuring collaborations with Dr. Dre, Ty Dolla $ign and Skylar Grey. Side B contains 16 new tracks. The album dropped coincided with the release of a new music video, Nat. Carey Mulligan is out for revenge in Promising Young Woman, a topical thriller and black comedy written and directed by Emerald Fennell and produced by Margot Robbie. In the film, Mulligan plays Cassandra, a once brilliant student who dropped out of the medical school after her best friend was assaulted at a party by a fellow student. Thai female band Lyra, backed by the world's biggest music label Universal Music Group, is hoping to harness its devoted fan base and match the success of South Korean artists who turned K-pop into an international phenomena. Last year, UMG partnered with Thai firm Independent Artist Management to launch the 6-member group. The group trained for months remotely via Zoom and later lived together in a house after plans to go to Los Angeles were interrupted by the coronavirus pandemic. Their eponymous debut single has over 6.5 million views on YouTube after about 2 months online. The band is part of a wave of Thai musicians gaining attention from audiences and investors abroad. Beatles legend Paul McCartney has released his new album, McCartney 3rd, recorded in Rockdown. The new album, featuring lead single Find My Way, was written, produced and performed by McCartney himself and was mostly built on live takes of musicians singing and playing the guitar or piano during lockdown in Sussex. Next year, as coronavirus vaccines roll out across the world, consumers are expected to return to restaurants, sports arenas and cinemas, but with majority of films releasing on OTT platforms. This has become a new trend which can be expected to stay for a while. The pandemic has accelerated a push to subscription streaming video services like Netflix and Disney Plus, leading to a surplus of top-shelf content being available. Sesame Workshop has unveiled its first Rohingya Muppets, Noor and Aziz, to support children and families affected by the Rohingya refugee crisis in Bangladesh. The cartoons will be featured in Rohingya language educational media as part of the Play to Learn program in partnership with BRAC, the International Rescue Committee and New York University's Global Ties for Children. Well, that's all we have in Express News. Stay tuned for more news and updates. Namaskar.